We're about to see the UFC run their game.
I would not have bet that 10 years ago.
The only place where disputes truly get settled, the White House.
Turning the 250th birthday of America into a grand spectacle.
Here's the Octagon coming to D.C. on the South Lawn. The fight card that they're already trying to plan, which is very difficult. Everyone's speculating about the card. Chad, how do you spell hot mic?
H-O-T, and if we're doing it
Go
completely
ahead.
correctly, space M-I-C.
Yes.
Two words. Not like Magic Mike.
That's right.
Not M-I-K-E, right? Like
very,
you think of
very
us.
crucial here.
I completely understand you're thinking of Channing Tatum when you think about me and Hutton. So not Hot Mike, M-I-K-E, Hot Mike, M-I-C.
Yeah, H-O-T-M-I-C.
That's it.
That's important because Hot Mike is brought to you by Prize Picks. Preseason football is underway. College football is here. Don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could win cash, and you cash in, you win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season as we get going here. You make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you turn your sports opinions into real money on Prize Picks, Jeb.
We're going to have some picks tomorrow, Hutton, but
Yes.
more or less, which way are we going to go most of the time?
More.
Joe Burrow, you can pick right now for the season, more or less, 4,174.5 passing yards this season. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, you can pick those numbers as well. And remember, Hutton, we're typically going to go more when we make our picks.
We pick alphas.
Yes.
We go more.
But Home Run Derby. We were at an event down in Atlanta with Prize Picks, and guess what? We went more. And we won by going more.
You win. Just download the Prize Picks app today. When you do, use the code HOTMIC, H-O-T-M-I-C. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HOTMIC to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. H-O-T-M-I-C is your code on the Prize Picks app. Prize Picks run your game. Chad, we're about to see the UFC run their game at the White House this upcoming 4th of July 2026, Independence Day. It's going to be epic. UFC, Dana White, he's making the rounds nationally yesterday, and he's talking, we're going to make this happen. It's going to be on the 4th of July as we celebrate our independence, and it's America 250, which President Donald Trump, he's been discussing this and wanting to host this for some time. Here he is last month in Des Moines, right before the 4th.
We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little... We're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional events, some amateur events. But the UFC fight's going to be a big deal, too.
How about this? So, Chad, Obama, he had golf. You know, he had a little putting green on the South Lawn. Here's the Octagon coming to D.C. on the South Lawn.
Yeah.
It's going to be epic. Invitation only, by the way. Roughly 20 to 25,000 invite-only fans. The select number will be determined, and they'll be there on the South Lawn, live on CBS. Sign me up, man.
So I got a lot of logistical questions about this. 20 to 25,000 people on the White House lawn? It can fit that? And then I went and looked up. So I'm thinking about what would have been some raucous events, like a UFC fight at the home of our nation's leader at the White House. And I immediately thought about a president that's oft compared to Donald Trump, Andrew Jackson, the people's president during the time. Andrew Jackson's inauguration in 1829 led to an estimated 20,000 people partying so hard at an open invite to a White House reception after the inauguration that all of those people that were there to celebrate Andrew Jackson being elected president had to be led out to the White House lawn with like troughs full of whiskey and ice cream.
We'll tap some kegs.
That's how they got them out of the house.
Because
they completely overran the house partying.
It was considered rude to kick people out of the house.
So
right?
they brought out like whiskey troughs And they brought everyone, they led them out to the White House lawn and then started locking up everything at the White House to get this celebration going outside.
We have some aerial shots of what the space looks like. I mean, in theory, I'm thinking the same thing you were. Like, this is going to fit.
I was thinking the inauguration immediately of Andrew Jackson and the comparisons between Andrew Jackson and Donald Trump. And then I'm starting to think about logistically hosting a UFC fight. Now, this is one that's very manageable if there's not a lot of people that's watching around it.
I could see this now. You can kind of see it working. And then the view is going to be spectacular.
Right. I still have a hard time believing 25,000 people are going to be around the octagon.
Dana said about 20. And so, I mean, think about what they're going to pull off here. They're going to do this. And the fight card that they're already trying to plan, which is very difficult, just ask Dana White.
That fight's a year away. So I'm not even thinking about anything right now. The landscape will change so much by next 4th of July. You know, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to be on the card or what the main event will be or who will hold all the titles, and everything could be completely different. So it's not even worth thinking about it right now.
Sure. I guess just one follow-up on that, though, with Jon Jones. He said,
I have other problems. I'm dealing with the logistics and you know, all the things on figuring out how to make this thing happen. How do we want to do it?
So one of the things logistically he says he was working on was that the octagon itself is like 20,000 pounds. You know, so he's wanting to make sure that everything can hold up fine and they can get in what they need to get in to set this up. Because normally they pulled this off at the Sphere. But normally in these arena shows, they have the rigging available for all the lights and the video elements and all that. So they have to build that. And with a year out runtime, they'll be just fine. Everyone's speculating about the card. I've got mine. I've got what I think they're hoping for. Fight fans won't be seeing the GOAT, Jon Jones. So the pound-for-pound champ, no longer the champ, that's Aspinall now, because Jon Jones retired after he's had several problems leading up to fights and in his own personal life, arrest for DWI. He's been arrested for domestic violence. He allegedly left the scene of an accident most recently in Arizona, to the point where Dana doesn't want to book Jon Jones, promote this, and then not be able to see Jon Jones actually make the walk to the octagon.
You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
fair enough.
Yeah, especially the White House card.
Yeah. I mean, that's your guy right there. He's wanting to end his retirement and come back for this. Dana changes his mind a lot, Chad. Can't
trust him to not get arrested.
Exactly. Conor McGregor is also wanting to be on this card. And Conor is someone you can absolutely set up to make his return July 4th, 2026, because he's not yet back into the testing pool and all that. He's got to be in that for a certain amount of time. To me, this is your main event. It's a no-brainer to actually see Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler waited 16 months to actually hear that the fight was going to happen. McGregor, Chandler. They announced that April of 2024. Never happened because of things going on with McGregor. So he ended his nearly 2-year wait, got back into the octagon, and is now fighting again. But he still wants this fight. McGregor wants it too. Here's McGregor first talking this is July 4th this year, posting this, knowing what President Trump had said the day before in Des Moines. My accuracy is my superpower. I can hear this in his accent. Most do not know, but my right eye, I have 20/10 vision. I'm of the 1% of humans that has this. In my left, I'm 20/20. Accuracy is final.
Right, better than left.
Yes. I have the most knockouts by all of the long shot, and I've been chilling on my yachts the last 4 years. To return at the White House with my sniper accuracy would be a very intriguing offer and would bring me back into focus on my return correctly.
I wouldn't include those words together so quickly.
Vote
but
McGregor.
That's just me.
Vote McGregor is what he writes.
Yep.
And then
That's something that'll get you flagged by the FBI if when seen out of context. That last paragraph.
well, he's been in the Oval Office with
I'm
with
sure
Trump.
he has.
And here's McGregor again mentioning what makes sense. The only place where disputes truly get settled, the White House. AI is something.
The size of his head.
it's
It's amazing. It's like perma swollen, his head from the shots that he's taken over time.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, going back to what the rest of the card again. Like I'm looking at the spectacle of this. A lot of these guys are retired, or we just haven't seen in a while. Nate Diaz against Justin Gaethje is just, that is just a bloodbath. Everyone wants to see this, the spectacle of that. Max Holloway, Justin Poirier. That would be a rematch of the BMF belt that we just watched. You know, the baddest mother effer belt that they've got. Poirier retired, but he's UFC through and through here. So is Holloway. This would be awesome. And then Jorge Masvidal, we know he's MAGA all the way. And so is Colby Covington. This would also be a rematch. And both of those guys make sense to get the nod to be a part of this card if they can. Beyond that, right now, Kayla Harrison is the bantamweight champ in the women's division. I went to two women who are currently retired. Amanda Nunes, the former champ, who beat the champ, Ronda Rousey. Why not ask if Ronda would make a return? That would be something else. So that's who I would go with, Chad.
Yeah, these are all names I'm familiar with, so I'd love to see familiar names fighting each other in this big event.
This isn't, this isn't a lot of humping going on. What I mean, everyone going for a submission.
Yeah,
these guys stand in the middle of the octagon and they throw down.
Yeah,
that's what
they punch and kick.
Right. Yeah, you don't want a lot of tap outs in this event.
I'll state the obvious here. It's going to be weird as hell. Like, it's going to be a very strange thing to see
fireworks going off, and
to
then
see a UFC fight the White House lawn. Like, it's
I know,
unprecedented. Like, I love the idea of turning the 250th birthday of America into a grand spectacle, but a UFC fight being the first major sporting event to take place on the White House lawn, I would not have bet that 10 years ago, 5 years ago to be the case. So I look forward to seeing how they pull it off.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's very strange to have this, but we've seen a lot of strange things happen over the last 10 to 15 years. So just chalk this up as another one that I never saw coming.
We missed one, though. This is what could have been. And Dana White even tried to promote this. He's like, if these guys want to throw down, they can do it in my cage in the octagon. How quickly we forget about this matchup. Zuckerberg and Musk. It's not going to happen.
How many viewership records would this set?
Can you imagine this on the South Lawn?
On the 4th of July, these two head-to-head.
And it was Zuckerberg who called it off. But they were training. Zuckerberg's got like a 50-pound advantage when it comes to the weight.
I was going down and I thought I was looking at weight, and I'm like, Elon Musk doesn't weigh 245. Oh, wait a minute. That's his net worth in billions. 245.9. I was like, 245 pounds?
Yeah.
No, oh, never mind. That's the billions of dollars he's worth.
TMZ putting that together. Yeah, man. The age difference, the age gap, the true height difference, but the weight goes to Zuckerberg. I don't know, man. It would be amazing if Trump mentioned this. What's Elon up to,
I can, as Conor McGregor said, the best place to settle disputes would be right there on the White House
truly
lawn.
Get me back into focus.
Yeah. This would make me a UFC lifer if they were able to put this card together.
Imagine the walkout.
If this was the headliner, I'm in.
It's going to be something, man. It's going to be crazy.